Start streaming. It's always nice to start streaming. But why? You will ask, why, Nico? Why is it so nice to start streaming? What's the point? You know, sometimes you feel, I don't know, a little bit depression. But it doesn't mean that when you feel depression, you have to start streaming. But it helps sometimes. And I don't say that I'm depressed. No, it's I'm far from that, but it's just that today the weather here is not perfect. It's not sunny, and I like sunny weather, definitely. I'm one of those guys that I like sunny weather. What's happening here? So we came here just to get our mesh black. I don't like it. So let's see. Okay, it's not black, but it's something like a bug. And I don't know if we can fix this bug actually. This is not good. I don't know how to fix it really, because I'm pretty sure this is a bug. And we have to restart Blender. So let's restart Blender, why not? By the way, this is the same file that I was working my last freelance, which I finished. It's this one. So I will just close it. Don't save it. And we will open another Blender for like this. And you probably have noticed, or you haven't, that I have watched the last UFC fight, Makachev versus Volkanovski. It wasn't the most exciting match ever, although it was interesting. I was expecting Volkanovski to do more, much more, but yeah, he didn't. Why? Because yeah, you have to watch the match. It's interesting. Oops, 900 for focal length probably would be a bad thing. But can we try it? No, 900 probably it will be almost working without perspective. So I wouldn't recommend that. I recommend, many people are asking, but Nico, should I work when I'm doing heads or something with perspective or without perspective? And I always say, and probably most of you know the answer, what do you think? How do you think are the people who are sculpting with real clay working? With or without perspective? Yeah. And that's very, very kind of answery for you guys. For everybody who wants to know. Who wants to know? Muy bien. So everybody is now Spanish speaking. Ooh, I forgot to do my Spanish in Duolingo today. I will do it later, maybe after the stream. I will do it. Muy bien, muy bien. We'll do this. Nico, I feel exactly the same today because autumn weather, I feel a bit meh. Exactly, yes. Autumn weather is... I don't like it. I like summer. I like Thailand. I like Vietnam. The southern Vietnam. I like Indonesia, although I haven't been there, but I like it. I'm sure I would like it. I like also Zanzibar. Zanzibar was cool. It was not cool. It was warm, but it was cool. So let's try to... Yeah, now we don't have this bug. Now we don't have it. Yes, it's cool. By the way, for the mesh that I've shown you, for that mesh that I've showed the model that I did for the freelance, what I had to do is to make the pizza box with a logo and something else. And how would I do it? Since I wanted to make it visible in the viewport, not in the render, but in the viewport. So I put a texture, but the texture to be viewed in the viewport with the viewport render, it wasn't exactly possible. So the viewport render didn't support texture. So I kind of searched for, let me show you what exactly I searched. I searched for how to make texture into vertex paint. Actually, that's what I searched for. And turns out you can very easily bake it. So I was having a texture. I was having UVs of the box. And I just subdivided it. And made it as a... Yeah, I have to take this. But don't worry. Yeah, the phone. Ало, да, здрасти. Не особено. Кажи какво става. Бързо. Добре, айде. Час половина. Айде. Alright, this was the... yeah, I'm living in a block with flats, so in a normal apartment, and our apartment complex has a manager, and this was the manager. I don't know why he's calling exactly, but we are kind of friends, so probably he wants me to help him with something, probably. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see, yeah. Just a normal life, you know. Nico, such a great artist, amazing, you know, everything. And probably his life is like, he's living like a movie star. No. And also movie stars, probably they're living like normal people too, sometimes, I guess. What am I doing? I'm not even looking at the concept. I'm just, you know, speaking and doing stuff. Maybe I should look at the concept a little bit more. Just a little bit, so don't worry, it's gonna be fine. Hey Nico, cheers from Argentina, you are amazing. Thank you. You've never been, want to visit? I never been, but want to visit Asia badly. Yeah, I wanted to visit Asia also when I haven't. But now I've been to China, Japan, Thailand and Vietnam. So I've visited some of the Asian countries and I'm pretty happy about them. I like very much the culture, I like very much the food. Yeah, I'm a food junkie, we may say. But we all are, you know. We all want to eat sometimes. That's a little bit inevitable for us to live quite well, yeah. Or at all. To live at all, you have to. I will fast just wrap it up, this character. And then we will go to Artstation reviews. I haven't done those in a while, maybe a month already. I am very surprised that the Russian Mafia hasn't called me in that time. But I don't want to take the risk, so we will do some Artstation reviews today. Yes, guys. And for those of you who don't want Artstation reviews, I'm sorry. But you have to endure because, yeah, many people want them. Although, nobody have told me that they want them in a long time. So, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe nobody wants Artstation reviews anymore. But I didn't get the memo, so, yeah. These days, I've started watching again The Office, the American version, because it's longer, it has more seasons. The British version, which is the origin of the series, has very much less, like I think 2 seasons or 3, I'm not sure even 3 seasons are in the British version, but it was cool. And the British version was also nice. But the American version is like more refined, there are more episodes, a lot of fun, very nice. I'm talking about The Office, of those who didn't quite get the series, the TV show, if we may say. Yeah, here in Bulgaria we call it series, because they have episodes and yeah. But yeah, in America and the Western countries they call them TV shows. TV shows. Yeah, basically. Probably they are TV shows, I don't know. But I was curious about Michael Scott. Michael Scott is the head of The Office, he's the manager in the series. He's played by the amazing actor Steve Carell. So, Steve Carell, yeah, I think it was his name, yeah. And I was interested, what is the disorder that Michael has, the hero, the Michael from The Office. It turns out he has some kind of a narcissistic disorder and some other disorder that I didn't remember quite well. It was because he's always super selfish and super about himself, ultra unsure of himself. That's why I'm curious about those things these days. Because you see, you're looking at Nico and sometimes you say, this guy is crazy. And probably you're right. I'm having a psychiatric now help. Why, you would ask? Because of, I always say that to be a good artist you have to have some psychopathic thing inside, but this doesn't help with the relationships though. Yeah, so I have this psychopathic thing. This is because of my the way I was grown, the way my father treated me. Sometimes he beated me, which is never a good thing. I mean, physical or mental violence is violence, and I was hit with both, which probably was not the best thing for my mental health, which means my emotional health. The mental health is okay, but the emotional health not so much. So I cannot express my emotions quite well, and there are other things, but it's not something ultra urgent. But I want to just be a little bit more normal, probably understand people better, be more emotionally intelligent, not just normally intelligent that I am, of course, but yeah. As a normal intelligent guy, I want to be more emotionally intelligent. For that, I need help. That's why I'm doing it. And it's gonna be good, I guess. You have to want it. You shouldn't be forced to do it, you have to want it. Otherwise, it will never happen. Because it requires some things. Some sacrifices. Some sacrileges. No, some sacrifices, most likely. Hopefully I will not change too much. I will be the same emotionless and psychopathic guy, you know. So you will not be disappointed and you'll say, I will unsubscribe because this guy is going into psychiatric help. But we are living in this society that, you know, after COVID, after all this stuff, many people have issues with a lot of things. And these are good times to be a psychiatrist, I may tell you. Very good times. They can charge however money they want. If they are relatively good at their job, they will be pretty successful. Yeah. But don't think to be a psychiatrist is an easy task. You have to listen to people complaining about all kinds of issues all the time, every day, to give you all this crap, and you have to carry it with you also, because they are giving it to you, and probably it's not the best thing ever, you know. Yeah, Russian Mafia, good. Yeah, his cheekbones are tiny, yeah. Can you explain how do you work with vertices when sculpting? Multi-res, Dino-Topo, subdivisions. Dino-Topo. Hello, dear teacher, could you please make Arnold during his Pride 70s? Probably someday I will try, but I told you I'm not super good with likeness. How much do you charge for the character you made while streaming? The freelance one. So the blue one, I charged around 2,000 euro. It was a high poly, low poly, for cinematic. It took some time. That's why I charged about 2,000 euro. Usually I don't charge too much above 2,000 euro. If the character is too complex, I just don't take the freelance, you know. I don't charge too much above that price, usually. But that's just me. I'm not saying that you should do the same or whatever. Maybe some of you like to do a lot of details and would like to do a character for like 2 months or more. So then you should take like complex characters for more money, which is great. But imagine that you are taking a character and you are seeing this character as a concept. He's pretty detailed and everything. And you know that this character will take you more than a month to do. And you say, okay, I will take for this character $3,000. And then this character takes 2 months at least, because feedbacks and other stuff, unforeseen circumstances and all that jazz. 2 months, $3,000. In some countries you cannot live with, you know, $1,500 a month. You cannot make it quite well, especially with a family. That's why you have to be a little bit careful with the prices. In some countries you can get with like probably $200 a month. Probably is a good money for some countries, some African ones, I guess. But for some of the developed countries and kind of developing like my country, it's not a very good amount of money. I'm talking about $1,500. It's not the huge amount of money a month. If you live alone with your mother and father, probably it will be a very nice sum of money. But If you're like me, having a family, having to pay for kindergarten and other amenities, and you have cars and all that no, it's not gonna happen. You're not gonna cut it. That's why buy my courses. Buy my courses. If you want, of course. Nobody can force anybody to do anything in the internet, except if you have something against them, like naked pictures that you are threatening to show to their parents or whatever. I don't know. There are people who are doing that kind of stuff, I know. Be careful around the internet, by the way. I will tell you a story that didn't happen to me, but I read about it, and it's not good. So, a guy is lonely. He's a young guy. Kind of a, not exactly teenager, but around the teenage years, probably. And he was lonely, and he was chatting with girls online. And he met this very nice girl online. She understood him. She was kind of very much... He felt like she's his soulmate. And they were chatting and chatting sometimes. And yeah, they were sending naked pictures to each other because they were a little bit further away, different towns. Suddenly it turns out that this girl that he was chatting with was a guy. And he was threatening to show his naked pictures to his parents or whatever. And yeah, so be careful with that. Be careful with the people who are chatting with. I know some of you are young guys, and you can get into such troubles if you're not careful. Yeah. It's really hard to catch up to stream lately. For me, I'm not streaming too much lately, so it's normal. Hello, Nico, I reviewed your head sculpting course on YouTube and got 70 views. Do you have advice on growing YouTube channels? Not so much. You have to just go quality content, and probably it will happen, but it may not. I don't know. What's the meaning of life? From the moment we get aware to the sooner or later. The meaning of life is to be happy, probably. And I'm having a ball with your head anatomy course. That's cool, yeah. Thank you. Hello from Philippines. It's okay to use a 2D art for reference without asking them for permissions? Yes. Credit them? Yes. But Nico, are you getting many freelance offers later, or there's still crisis with this? Yeah, I'm getting some freelance, but not ultra huge amount of freelance. Just a few freelances lately. Now I have none at the moment. So I may consider starting my new course, I don't know. I was sculpting the singer from Rammstein. It looks like him though. I'm not sure, but probably yeah. It looks a little bit like him. Do you have suggestions to find jobs as an intermediate game character artist? Artstation is not helping yet. And the pay for fever is very little. Yes, I know. It's very difficult. And my suggestion is to just write to some companies. Not trying to be a freelancer, because freelancer is kind of more difficult. If on Artstation you get at some point a lot of followings, probably it will be fine, but before that it will be difficult. And it's not gonna happen overnight. You should be more patient, and that's a problem. I know that's a problem. Patience. Especially when you're hungry. Patience probably is a big issue. But you don't have too much of a choice, right? Yeah, just post good things in Artstation and try to post your Artstation posts in certain Facebook groups just to gain more popularity. But just be good and try to develop yourself even more each day. Just invest your time into working either anatomy or working from concept. It's all nice. Also making low polys. And just research. Search for small firms, small companies that are looking for character artists. And just try yourself. Just write to them. Go and give them your portfolio. They may reject you. Yeah, it's about how good you are, but also how many companies you contact. If you contact, let's say, 300 companies, not big companies, small ones, maybe one will be kind of you know, able to hire you. I'm just saying, it's not meant to happen, but if you don't try, definitely it will not happen, you know. Sometimes people have luck, but sometimes they have to make their luck. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Making your luck. If you can. If you can't, but you have to try, at least. Yeah. The least thing is to try. Nico, for a full body sculpt, I noticed you never join the legs, head, arms with body and remesh at the end. Is this better? I always remesh at the end if I work for... if I have to do a low poly and something, I always remesh at the end, so don't worry about it. And connect them. I know, Nico, we are lonely, but we are not desperate. We will take your advice, thank man, okay? Hey, Nico, can we see the character you did for Freelance? Yes, you can someday. Nico, give me your powers of sculpting. I give you my powers of sculpting, and it's yours. Now I cannot sculpt anymore. Nico, do you recommend me Marmoset instead of Substance Painter for materials and texture? No. Hey Nico, I got a question about camera perspective in ZBrush. I see a lot of people turn off dynamic perspective, but what you see there is distorted, unlike Blender. Why does that work? I don't know if that works. Everybody can decide for themselves. What key do you use to rotate the camera with the pen? You have to watch my video about how to use Blender with a tablet in my other channel, and you will get answers to those questions. Sometimes the questions that you have will not be answered that easy. You have to work to get the answers. You have to research. You have to find the video. You have to watch it. I know it's a lot of work, but believe me, it's more work to make this video, and I made it. So now, yeah, I think it's at least you can do is watch it. Is the video that I'm showing how to start working with Blender if you are coming from ZBrush, or you just have a tablet and you want to work with tablet, because by default ZBrush and tablets, Blender and tablets are not exactly very well, don't go very well with each other, but yeah, my video will help you probably. And you are seeing what keys I'm pressing right now, but you have to see what little adjustments I did to Blender. They are done for like 3 minutes or even less, but you have to do them and then you will be fine. You will work. Yeah, I gave my powers of sculpting, now I cannot sculpt. What's happening? Why would I give my powers? What's probably I'm a good guy, and if somebody just asks me and I do it, I don't know, I have to stop that. I have to be more like saying, no, I will not give you my powers. I should have done that, but now they are gone. I'm without powers of sculpting. Yeah, it's more difficult to get your powers of sculpting like this. Yeah, if it was easy like this, yeah, somebody would already offer me some money and I would give it to him. But no, just about time and effort and this little psychopath in your head. With the artists who are better artists, those artists who are very good, very talented, people say, but they are not very talented. They just have the bigger psychopath here in their heads. I just have a middle version of psychopath in my head. That's why I'm doing this. Easy, it's easy for me. Appreciate the powers. Cool. Hey Nico, loving your head anatomy course. I've been meaning to ask, what excites you, or what do you look for in a good reference? I don't know. This reference, for example, looks good because it has a lot of anatomy in it, face anatomy, and it's interesting looking. It's not just your ordinary face. So that excites me. Also, beautiful girls excites me, but yeah, women, not girls, exactly. I would not say girls excite me, but women, yeah. But that's in another type of excitement, probably, I guess. Maybe you're not asking about this type of excitement, but who knows. Yeah. Somebody tell me the world you gonna roll me. I ain't gonna good in a head. She was looking kind of dumb with the finger in her thumb and starting with Blender is a part of no path of no return. I tried going back to ZBrush, but I couldn't. I stayed with Blender permanently. That's a personal choice. If I was working in the industry, not being a teacher, I would stick with ZBrush most likely. But it depends. Now, since I'm a teacher and this Blender thing is so exciting, because it's, I mean, for me, it doesn't have too much differences with ZBrush. Since even in ZBrush, I wasn't going too much over, let's say, 50 million polygons. And in Blender, you can work with 50 million polygons if you have a decent video card. So I don't see the point of ZBrush anymore that much. Probably if you are doing models which are very, very high fidelity, super realistic, yes, okay, I get that. I say, yeah, you're right. ZBrush is your thing, but if you're doing just normal game models like me, or here and there some cinematic model or whatever, not so detailed, it's not an issue. Okay, you wanted to see the model that I did for the freelance. I will show you in just a few seconds, but first let me just mirror this. Okay, we have this guy. It's okay. Let me show you the model for the freelance and then we will continue. It's the alien blue. And what? It doesn't mean that when you feel the life is it just started. It's interesting, or haven't, I don't know, whatever. So okay, you are hearing me right, I guess. So this is the alien, this is the file with the all the stuff. So you see alien blue 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, I have a lot of versions. I have a substance painter file. I have textures. This is head texture. This is the legs. No, this is the body, the torso. So let me see, where is the low combined rent blend? Okay, this one. This one is only the low poly, I think. So it will kind of open quickly and we'll be able to see it. Low poly, how many polygons it is? 27,000. It's not ultra high poly even, which, yeah, I don't know. But let's see it. Okay. Yeah, this is it. And it's combined. The head, the body and the torso, everything is combined. So, yeah. Don't tell me I don't combine those. I combine them. It's just a simple model. Let's see the polygons. Yeah, like this. You can see this is pretty low poly. But with all the normal maps and everything, it looks quite high. And let's see the head. Yeah, we have all the loops around the mouth, loops around the eyes. Maybe if they want to close the eyelid, they have to put a few more loops in here. Very easy. Just like this. Control R and just put a loop in here. Control R and put a loop in here. It's easy to put different additional loops if you're a rigger or animator and you need them in certain places. We have mouth, teeth, which are completely separate, with a tongue. We have eyes, which are also separate. I couldn't select them, but when I do select them, I can move them up. Yeah, and also this thing and the skirt are also removable. What? So we have an issue here, guys. And yes, I have a problem with this. We'll see. They will. I already gave them the model. Probably I will have to fix this. And I don't know why this happens, but it should be easy to fix, just moving the legs upward. And it should be an easy fix. Let's see. Yeah, we have to move them a little bit more. Very, very fast and easy fix by Nico here. Yes, good. Now, it's completely okay. Super fun. Alright, yeah, guys, so let's go to the Artstation reviews now. We got this. Amazing. You made Cyber Reptile course with 2 parts and the result was very realistic. Do you think you can do that kind of detailed character course with Blender? Of course, it will be not super hard. Although the the crocodile character, he had a lot of detail and a lot of millions of polygons, but I guess it's not a big issue, you know. But Nico, have you ever worked on hyper casual games? I'm not sure. Hi Nico, it takes me 2 to 3 days to make a head, which is pretty similar to the reference, but I think it's taking too long. How can I speed up? Just just continue to make heads, and someday you will get it. Hello Nico, hello. But Nico, do you think Blender could also substitute Substance Painter for your work? No, for my work, no. For certain people, probably can. For me, no. I don't think so. I like Substance Painter for texturing, and not other program for now can be as good. So, let's go. I started over 3 years ago. It's Ilya, and creating characters half a year ago. Let's see Ilya, how he's doing, and what characters he's doing. He's doing well, I guess. Yeah, the last character is this one. Not bad at all. I think we saw it the last time, but this one is pretty good. Of course, what is missing here is folds. A little bit better folds on those places that you need to have folds. There are some, but they are very, very subtle, and you know, like the guy was scared to make the right folds, which is scary, yes, because if you don't make them right, they will look bad, and that's a problem. But since you are still learning, it's just, you have to. And I don't know, this is a girl or a guy, Maruschenko, Ilya, but Ilya in my country is a guy's name. Yeah, my name is Ilya. Okay, I don't know, probably it's a guy, but he's from Bulgaria. Maybe from Ukraine, basically, or from, I don't know. Because this name is not exactly Bulgarian. But yeah, he's doing good. For a guy who is doing it for like half a year, he's just amazing. So yeah, a little bit of a context of everyone will be nice. If you have something like a resume or something like, I don't know, to say about yourself, how many hours are you putting into this or stuff, it will be much more useful. But yeah, I think we have seen this portfolio, but this guy is trying, it's nice, he's trying to do some hairs, some fur, which is great. Yeah, this looks pretty nice. I like it, with all the fur. It's not the best, but I'm not expert on fur, so I would say it's cool. And the modeling is quite nice. So just continue doing this, and maybe some of the old things which are just like this, which nobody will hire you for this one. Because this is something that I would brag about if I'm a complete beginner and I just start. And if you have seen my video about how I started, when I started using 3D Max, my first couple of months, I would be super proud if I can do something like this Nintendo Switch. But now I wouldn't put that in my portfolio. So remove those things and just leave your characters, and at some point remove some of the oldest characters, just leave the newest ones, the best ones. That's my advice. Let's see John Nelson. John Nelson, I think he's doing great. He's having a blast. Let's see this character. Looking pretty good. Of course, this is interesting. It's not bad looking, but too much blur. I mean, you want to show your character, you want to show your modeling. Don't blur it that much. These artistic things are not working, especially as a first image that you're going, you don't see the arm, you cannot see what's happening. And people who are watching your portfolio, especially people who want you to do a job for them, they would want to see your modeling. So restrain a little bit your artistic stuff and just try to show off your models like low poly, high poly, texturing. This I don't like. I may say completely I don't like it. This is, let's say, a little bit probably too realistic to be likable. We want characters who are looking manly, who are looking tough, and we don't want characters which clothes are made out of some kind of a tent or something. And this guy looks like he got some kind of leather tent, and he got this tent and wrap it around himself, so it doesn't fit, his clothes doesn't fit him. And yes, he has some layers of clothes below it, and but it doesn't look quite right. It just doesn't look heroic. Maybe it looks realistic, but it doesn't look right. You know, sometimes realistic looking is not what we are looking for in the game industry or the movie industry. We're looking for something that looks great, that looks nice, that looks manly, that looks powerful, that looks cool. All those things sometimes doesn't mean realistic looking. Most of the time, I would say. So yeah, try to restrain yourself from the realistic stuff and try to go more into this. By the way, is looking relatively nice. Although I don't see folds on this little skirt in here. It's not super little, but I don't see folds on that skirt, which I am not a fan of. We have to have folds. We have folds on this scarf, and they're looking relatively fine, but we don't have on the skirt. And the skirt is some kind of leather. Okay, it's hard leather. Okay, but still, some little folds on some. It looks like it's made out of one piece, and it's there is some kind of a metal below it. Maybe this, I'm not sure. Maybe it's metal below it, and then the skin is over the metal, but it will be ultra uncomfortable to wear, most likely. Other than that, it's looking fine, and yeah, John Nelson will continue to improve, I'm sure. Let's see this Pakistani guy. This is from Pakistan, Sherhan Shani from Pakistan. So he's doing interesting things, but for production, most of those things will not do quite well. But we already have seen this portfolio, I'm pretty sure. So we will continue. Yeah, we don't have to go to the same portfolios all over again. I think we've been through this one too, because I remember Recep İvedik, of course. Yeah, we like Recep İvedik, but I remember him. It's a good one. I like it. So yeah, continue on the same path. Thank you for the effort. I'm sad Nico is not reading the previous chat. Oh, I'm not reading the previous chat. Oh, not good. I bought the Viking course on yours this week to understand how to sculpt in Blender. To understand how to sculpt in Blender, the Viking course is cool, but probably if you are, let's say, a beginner in Blender, maybe the mouse course will be better, or the rabbit course. They're more beginner friendly. The Viking course is a little bit more advanced, but it can work probably. How long did it take you to complete the Blue Alien freelance work? Oh, since I was pretty lazy, it took me about 3 weeks or more. Especially the low poly was too painful to do, because all those 27,000 or almost 30,000 triangles, half of them I had to put by hand. So imagine, those are like 15,000 triangles, which is around 7,000 polygons. So 7,000 polygons, you have to put each polygon by itself by hand. So 7,000. If you put a polygon every 2 seconds, because I adjust sometimes, and so it will be 14,000 seconds, which means non-stop work, let's say about 5 hours. Probably a little bit less than 5 hours, but there is thinking sometimes without putting polygons. So the overall low poly took me probably more than 10 hours, and a lot more, because yeah, it was painful, especially the skirt. It took me some hours. The the color took me some hours, the head. And for the head, I haven't done a head for animation for a couple of months. So I had to just open some image from YouTube, not from YouTube, from Google. Just a nice topology for head or something. And I put it in my second monitor and I watch it and just do it. So you don't have to know everything. That's what my point is. You just need to know how to search for the things. I think we already seen this. This doesn't show too much from Nikolai, from Colombo, Sri Lanka. So we cannot say too much about it. Maybe with a couple of more things, more finished, with better representation, because, you know, presentation is maybe half of all the things. For example, let's say this model. This model is, it has a little bit longer torso, for example. It may have a little bit odd shape of the hands. But overall, it's not bad. The render also is not ultra bad, but it's a little bit flat. I would ask for a little bit more ambient occlusion, for example, or something. It's not completely bad, but it's not ultra good also. And it's visible that the guy is not completely okay with the folds and with wrinkles, but the head is not very bad, I would say. The head is looking relatively fine. The hair also. Yeah, we have folds in the right position here. But you see, this is a stylized character. At least my understanding is this is the stylized character. And those folds on his elbows, on the front of his elbows are not stylized. They are pretty realistic. So if you mix styles, sometimes it would work, but you have to know what you're doing. In this case, it doesn't work quite well. Oh, it's good to drink water. By the way, my parents, they thankfully don't watch my channel, and also they don't understand too much English. But I was with them a couple of weeks ago, and they were saying, don't give your daughter to drink water when she's eating, because eating and drinking water, the water will dilute the stomach acid, and it will not be good for the organism, you know, to digest, for the digestion. And they're not completely right. They're not right at all. Many people, and I read on the internet, they suggest when you eat, you drink a little sips of water, because it helps dilute the food. And the stomach acid, many people think that stomach acid is something very acidy. It's not. Read about it. The stomach acids, they are pretty diluted version of what acid I don't remember quite well was, but very diluted. It cannot do almost anything to you, and that's a good thing, because otherwise it will be a problem. But yeah, even if you drink a little bit of water, your organism has ways to compensate for that, and it's a good thing to drink some water. So it's old thinking and old imagination. People of old were thinking that drinking water, doing food consumption is bad. It's not exactly that, but read about it. It's fine. You should read about it. Nico, do you prefer chicken nuggets or fried chicken? Both. Can you send me my work on Instagram for feedback? Probably you can. Why not? Привет, какие add-ons нужны для sculpting of Blender? You don't need any add-ons. You just have to know how to sculpt. No, I know how to sculpt, but I got used to sculpt in ZBrush. Cool. How do you create hair, Nico? I just sculpt it. I just sculpt the hair. As you know from my course of this lady, this fine lady here, the course, the hair is pretty sculpted, as you can see. That's how I do hair. If I have to do, for example, I have to do a freelance, and there has to be done realistic hair. How will I do it? I will not get the freelance. That's it. I just don't want to make it. You know, if you feel like you want to make hair, realistic hair, you just learn how to make it. It's fine. It's fine. I just don't want to do it. And I am strong in certain areas like anatomy, sculpting. I can do low poly. I have done a lot of them. I can do UVs and textures. But my strong point is not exactly hair and realistic one. Stylized hair, I can do it. It's not a problem. If you have a decent concept, I will be able to do it without any issue. So let's see this guy. Okay. So the hands, they're a little bit too much for me to handle. Especially the thumbs. They're looking like sausages because they don't have structure. When you don't have structure, it looks a little bit awkward. But other than that, it's relatively fine. He has interesting folds on the shirt, but the shirt itself doesn't have any sewing, so it's a one piece of fabric without any sews, which seems a little bit odd. So when you do something like this, it's a stylized character, yes, but even stylized character's shirt would have some seams, because it has to be made by some pieces sewed together, you know. It just, in any normal world, it's like this. Maybe this is some kind of a futuristic version of a character who doesn't have seams on his clothes. But yeah, make seams on your clothes, it will be better, I think. This is just my opinion. It's I don't need everybody to believe me, but this is my opinion, you know. Для sculpt of Blender, another add-on ZBrush. Okay, hair cards actually became really fun for me in Blender using geometry nodes plus curves. That's cool, that's cool. Nico, last month I did about 50 heads and I see myself improving, but notice flaws. Should I fix them or start with the next heads? It's your choice. Fixing flaws on your previous heads will help you improve. Making new heads will also help you improve. So it's your choice. So now here in the top I see this Frankenstein monster. It's looking very good. The render, the details and everything looks very nice. This is probably the guy, Thomas from France. This head also looks nice. This looks very bad. So you see, and those two are not very good also, those two heads here. So I would suggest removing them, this one, and probably this one, maybe this one too. This doesn't look good in the portfolio at all. Like, it just don't look good. Imagine yourself, you are a guy who is searching for somebody to make a certain model for you. You have a concept, for example, you have this kind of concept, and you are searching for somebody to do it, and you're bumping into this thing. It will not help you, you know. It's not what you're searching for. You're searching for clothes, wrinkles, folds, mostly kind of stylized head, but good looking, stylized hair or beard, those things, yes. Let's see what is happening here, what else. Let's see the Frankenstein's monster. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. The Frankenstein monster looks pretty awesome. So yeah, pretty good. It has hair. A little bit smashed hair, but he's a monster, so it's normal. So this is looking relatively okay. Let's see this anatomy. This is a character, low poly in real time. Yeah, the legs are not quite well made. They are a little bit boring looking. Also the hands. The hands are also a little bit boring. But this is a low poly, this is just for rigging, so it could be okay, it could be fine. For certain things, it could be fine. It's a good thing that you have a low poly, probably baked. So yeah, it's a good thing to be able to do that. But also, this is not the best portfolio piece also. It doesn't have clothes, it doesn't have accessories. The best portfolio pieces would have clothes, accessories, would be low poly with UVs, and this will show that you can do the whole spectrum which is needed from a character artist, and that's the thing. This look good. I would say a lot of detail, but so it's fine. Textures, very nice. It's about to be animated. So yeah, I would say remove a couple of things from your portfolio, which are older. This one is a portrait from 3D scan. Okay. It's a good 3D scan, I would say. If you have modeled this head, I would say I have nothing to teach you, but since it's from 3D scan, it's still fine. It's still fine. It's looking nice. This is the 3D scan problem. It's cool. Let's see, Mihai from, let's bet Mihai is, in my opinion, from Romania. Mihai sounds Romanian. Let's see. Maybe he's not. No, he's from London. Yeah. So I didn't get it. It's fine, but it's fine. Kim Jong in the viewport. Okay. The best add-on for sculpting in Blender is Poroshenko Sculpts. Good. Now let's see this real-time game character. Okay, real-time game character with rig, probably, so he can, you know, walk and everything. So for this character, he's looking good. The render is fine, everything, but too much folds, and the folds are too awkward on the pants and on his arm. Too much folds and too awkward ones. The head is pretty nice. The hairs are pretty cool. Hair cards, obviously nice. I don't do hair cards, so for me, everything is nice almost. But it's a good hair cards, I would say, placement. But the folds, the high poly, the pants are just they're like liquid, you know. They look like liquid, not a fabric. So that's probably not a very good thing. Otherwise, looks relatively fine, but yeah, too much work on those folds, and sometimes you can overdo things. You can do them a little bit too much and they will look bad, and this is one of those times. Those folds are too thin, too unnatural, and too much of them. Too much folds. This is a stylized character. You cannot say this is a realistic one. This is obviously a stylized character with realistic textures, yes, something. But those folds, man, they look like some kind of awkward tree thing. I don't know. And the rendering of this, it's a little bit awkward. But this guy is obviously, he's a junior character artist, so he has a lot to learn. But he's doing great job. I mean, he's finishing a character, completely finished character with a lot of asymmetries on him. As you can see, he has a lot of asymmetries on this, and also the arms are not completely symmetrical as I see it, or they are, I'm not sure exactly, but the body is not symmetrical, so, and the pants also. So this is a difficult character to make, especially with the hair and everything, and this guy have done it. Yes, it's not perfect, but who is perfect? And so yeah, good for him. Good for him. I envy him because probably he is like, let's say 25 or something, maybe even younger. And in that age, I wasn't even dreaming of making some character, whatever, something like a character. I haven't. So this guy have very particular nose, very peculiar nose, that in some pictures the nose looks like, yeah. But okay, let's see something else. This guy's nose is wrong. What? If you sharpen the folds, it might emphasize the style better. No. You have to sharpen the folds, but at some extent. Those folds were too sharp at some areas, and yeah, there is something like too sharp. Too sharp is not good. You have to be careful. Let's see this one. This looks relatively fine. The render is not quite well made, but the hair I like, the beard, the style is cool overall. So yeah. Maybe there are some things that can be better on the face also. But it's not bad. It's from concept. Maybe I can do it better, but who knows? Maybe I can't. This Flash character, it's just doesn't belong here, because you see, when you are making a portfolio and you want, I assume you all want, to find a job in the industry or to find freelance or something, you have to restrain of yourself of putting everything that you have done. Just put the best works. Don't put works which are not having a proper render, proper presentation, which you haven't properly presented, and just spend some time adjusting lights, making materials. Just make sure your model, however good or bad it is, you present it the best way you possibly can. Otherwise, it will be bad. And it will be bad for your portfolio. That's what I'm saying. Nothing else will happen. You will not be hired. That's just the thing. Probably it's not good, yeah. When it comes to folds and clothes in general, it's a good idea to get on some IRL clothing and folds in the post you're making to get a nice reference. If possible, this is the best way to get, some photographs, or to even photograph yourself in certain clothes, in certain poses. It will be the best. And you will learn a lot in the process. So it's good. It's very good. But if you can't, then the result usually will be bad. Especially if you don't have a lot of experience with folds. So yeah, this is a good advice. I would say, especially in the beginning, when you don't have too much experience with folds, just use a lot of references. A lot of references, and then you will learn a very good skill using a reference and finding good references, because not all real-life references are good. Sometimes the folds in a real-life pants can look very awkward, and if you make them in 3D, they will look awkward in 3D also, even more awkward, because they are in 3D. And people will say, but those folds, they don't look good. You will say, oh, but they're from a real-life reference. Here's the reference, I watch it. But I told you, real life not always translates to good 3D. You have to be careful what real-life references you are choosing to use. I cannot emphasize more on that, because in the beginning when I was working, I was finding some references of pants. Easy, just, pants. They came out, okay, good, this pants looks nice. And I find it and I do it, and then they look awkward. And I say, but I did it from a real-life reference. And then some guy told me, some old artist, he was with beard, maybe 95 years old or something. He was working in Gameloft. He's still working probably in Gameloft. Maybe he's 100 and something. No, I'm joking. There was not such a guy. But if there was such a guy, he will be the wise guy. And he told me, let's assume he came to me and told me that not all real-life references are good to translate in 3D. Yeah. My grandfather always told me, you have to be careful about your 3D sculpting, because not all real-life references will translate correctly into the 3D world. Yeah, when I was 3 or 4 years old, my grandfather always told me that. It was awkward, because back in the days, not ZBrush or Blender existed even, but whatever, he knew that, because he's wise, and you have to listen to the wise guys, Hi Nico, I'm an intermediate Blender prop modeler. Good for you. Eager to sculpt high quality props like royal furniture. This is a high quality prop, royal furniture, really. When it has gold, it doesn't mean it's high quality props, Because gold is very easy to make in 3D. Not like in real life. But whatever, I'm just joking. YouTube info is scarce. Really? I know you might not have direct experience. Any advice on prop sculpting? No, I don't have any advice on prop sculpting. When you're a character artist, you have to know how to sculpt props, yes. Because you always will have, your character will have a gun or a sword. He will have armor. So you have to be able to sculpt props. So it's cool. So in my opinion, let me say this straight into your face. In my opinion, the character artists are the most skilled from all 3D artists. I know it sounds a bit cocky, and it is, but hear me. So Character artists need to know anatomy, working from concept. Good, right? And props, how to do materials, how to do textures, how to do UVs. And a prop artist, he has to know how to model, maybe sculpt a little bit, but not too much. No anatomy needed, so it's cool. Working from concept, yes, but that's it. And yeah, so the character artist needs to know all the things that the prop artist knows, but he needs to know also anatomy and sculpting. So it's difficult, yeah. Can I request a live session from you, please? I like to see how you would tackle a chubby old man. Chubby old man. Just to find good references and you will be able to tackle him also, yeah. I tried it, but trying to get the face to be full without looking young was a bit difficult. Yeah, that's why you use references. I will probably not be able to do it also without reference. You have to just find a reference of a guy who is with a full face, without looking too young, exactly how you want it, and then try to sculpt him. Amazing, right? I know I'm the best. Yeah, I know stuff. I just know stuff. Let's see. Okay, this is an orc. The anatomy is a little bit off. Although here in the shoulder, chest area, maybe the chest could be a little bit bigger, longer. It's a little bit small chest, like tiny. But yeah, there are a few things that I could kind of... they can work better for this character. This character can have smaller head, so he can look bigger. Wider shoulders, a little bit longer hands, because usually when you have a monster character, you want his hands to be a little bit longer. It will look a little bit more monstery instead of more human. That's just my opinion. Of course, everybody can... All things that I'm saying here are my opinion, my experience. I told you, my grandfather told me about the 3D and 2D stuff, and this is my experience too, so be careful. I'm not saying, you know. The only thing a character artist can't do is environment. Probably we can do environment, but we don't want. You know, especially me. When I was applying in Gameloft, I told you in the video that I did in my other channel, in my main channel, that the latest video I did in my main channel is autobiography video. It's about 20 something minutes. And I'm talking about my life, I'm talking about my art journey, I'm showing a lot of my arts from even 9 years old up to this point. So, all those things in this video. Some people say that the background music is a little bit too loud, but I watched it yesterday, it wasn't. So, I guess some people just are more sensitive to the background music, but it was fine, it's fine. So, yeah, watch it. So environments take a lot of organization. Probably I'm not over organized. I will show you my desktop for those of you who haven't seen my desktop. This is my desktop. I have Diablo 4. I have some sculpting. I have some folders, a lot of stuff. So I'm not the most organized person in the room. Yes, I admit that. But it doesn't matter. I mean, if you look at my desk, this is my desktop on my computer. If you look at my desk, wow, there's a little bit, it's a big desk, but there's so many things on this desk. So I will show you a few of the things on the desk. What is this? This is a spray cream, and there is almost nothing inside, but it's still on my desk. I have to throw it away, so I will throw it now. This is panthenol. This is for burns. If you burn yourself, you spray it over the burn. So it's on my desk. This also is some kind of spray. This is for the armpits. It's very nice. Also, I'm sometimes spraying those smelly bugs or smelly insects. When you spray them with this, they die after a few hours. Yeah, a little bit slow, but still, it's fine. This is for charging my toothbrush, the electric one. I have like, let's say, 30 or 40 knives in boxes. These are just folding knives here on my desk. I have some out of the boxes, you know, as you can see. A lot of them. What else I have? I have a couple of books. This is Spider-Man comics. You cannot see it. No. Yes. No. Yeah, this is from Marvel. Some of the comics that I'm reading. The Amazing Spider-Man, something, yeah. I will just put it someplace else. I have just under my desk here, yeah, chocolates. These days, I'm again eating a lot of sugars, which is, I'm not proud of this, but whatever. I have few books of self-development. This one is called The Women Which Loves Too Much. It's to understand women. It's this big. This one is how to speak so the child will listen, and to listen so he will speak. Something like this, to understand better your child. I have another one. How to speak like this so our teenager will listen, and to listen. So this is for the same, but for the teenager, you know. But in Bulgarian, those are in Bulgarian. It's easier for me to read in Bulgarian. I have an electric thermometer. I don't know why, but it's still here. I have some things, time filler intensive. This my wife gave me to kind of treat my my wrinkles. I don't do it too much. Ooh, this one. This is this is a door thing from the bathroom. I have to go to some store and find the same one, but not broken. This one is broken, but it's on my desk. So to remind myself that I have to do this. Today I had to do this, but I am too late, so tomorrow probably I will do it. I have a small game console. There is Mario in here, Contra, and all that stuff. It's very cool. I have batteries, I have Rubik Cubes, 3 Rubik Cubes, I have a lot of things, many things. I don't know even what I have on my desk. There are things below other things, so maybe there is live forms that nobody knows what they are under there somewhere in my desk here. It's a little bit of a scary thought, but it's fine. I'm reading some of those parenting books. Yeah. I'm not reading them currently. I have to read them. I haven't started yet. I was starting to read another book, but it's gone because the cleaning lady will probably put it somewhere else. I don't see it. It was on the floor. Now it's not. It shouldn't be on the floor. So yeah, probably she's right. Best bold 3D artist in the world. Where is he? I don't know. I used that spray here in Brazil too, yeah. It was so weird. Yeah. An advice of doing a stylized character skin. No, probably it's just painted. What do I do to keep my skills up to date? You have to just, put a lot of time. If you cannot put a lot of time, you will not be able to keep your skills up to date. That's just it. You have to put a quality training you need. And quality training is training with concepts, with references. Always use references, nice other people's works, or nice concepts, and try to do them. Good exercises. Your desk is an environment of its own. Yeah. Bro is prepared for World War III at that desk. If a World War III will be, done with folding knives, I'm very well prepared, by the way. I have a lot of folding knives, this big. So they're not ultra high weapon. I mean, they're super, just utility knives just to cut something. But I have a lot of them, so I can throw them as darts or like bullets. So yeah, problem. Even closed, they're still metal. Although some of them are titanium with carbon fiber, so they're not super heavy and they will not do too much damage. So I have to always open them, throw them, and pray they hit with the sharp point. Otherwise, it will not be useful. And if the guy has a gun, if a guy has a one gun, I have like, let's say, hundreds of folding knives, I think you know who would win. Women are like open books if the books were about quantum physics written in Chinese. Yes, exactly. I'm reading. Yeah. Maybe you're a creative person. Most I know are chaotic. Yeah, probably it's like this. I'm trying to, to say that I'm a creative person. That's why I am this chaotic. Okay, let's see this. This character is looking relatively fine, but the proportions are okay. The hands, usually the hands are problematic. This time they are not completely. The mouth I would move a little bit more up, closer to the nose, because we all know the mouth is not in the middle of the distance between the nose and the chin. It's a little bit more up. But the clothes, I cannot take it. I mean, this jeans doesn't look like they have any folds, especially in the crotch area. Usually they have. So use references and just try to do them and it will be much better. Otherwise, cool work. I guess those jeans were made with Marvel's designer or something, but sometimes if you don't know how to work with this program, or you don't know what to achieve, what you want to achieve with even with Marvel's designer, you will not be able to do good things. So we have seen this portfolio before, I think. Many monsters, not too many humans, but yeah, he will get there, I'm sure. Oh, again the disc. No. Just get away from the disc. Top. Nico, why are Asian people better at 3D? I will tell you why. Asian people, they're like couple of billion Asian people. So half of the world population is living in Asia, we may say. It's not exactly, but if we count India and China and Indonesia and all the other countries, let's say almost 1/3 of the world population is Asian. Yeah. If we count Indians as Asians also, because they live in Asia, right? In the continent Asia, so Asians. Okay. So there will inevitably be a lot of good people. I mean, good 3D artists there. Why? Because there are so many people there. There will be a lot of good people there. And also, the Asians, which are Chinese, they have this culture of, working without stopping, like an ant, like working and working and working, not thinking about your well-being, not thinking about other philosophical things. You just work 10, 15 hours a day just to be the best. And they are becoming the best. Probably even some of us here in Europe or in other Western countries, we are having this psychopathic thing inside. We cannot measure with their work, with how much their work they are able to put, how much hours they are able to put. That's why back in the days, the Asians were the best in StarCraft, for example. In StarCraft and StarCraft 2, the South Koreans were just the best. Why? Because they were able to put more hours than anybody else. Nowadays, there are certain European teams and American teams that can kind of cope with those things, but still, the more time you can put on this, the more quality training you can get, hours and hours, the better you will be. It's not about too much anything else. And how will you put all those hours if you're not a psychopath, if you don't sacrifice your free time, your social relationships, everything like this? How? You cannot. You have to sacrifice all those things. And yeah, when you're young, it's not ultra difficult. But when you already have a family, when you already have life with children, family, it's much more difficult to put all those hours. And each hour you put, it has to be worth it. It has to be super quality practice. It has to be only practice with references. Never work without references. Never work without anatomy books. Never work just for the sake of just sculpting. Sculpt always with quality practice, with references, with pictures from anatomy books and all those stuff. Just try to learn things always. That's my advice. I think Nico is the Black Ninja in G.I. Joe movie. Probably. Nico, yeah. Jeans folds shouldn't be symmetrical in each leg. Yes. Incredible discipline. Yeah. When we sleep, they grind. Yeah, but when we grind, they sleep. So yeah. Siberia, also Asia. Yes. Good day, good evening, Nico. Watching your stream is my routine now. Yeah, but I'm streaming once a week. I will try to do it more often. Today I wasn't thinking about doing it, but I said, okay, I don't have too much freelance. I also ate a lot of sugar today. I am super ashamed of myself. I will show you what I ate. You know, when you start eating this thing, Milka Oreo, and it's 300 grams, this whole thing, whole chocolate. I recommend you to not start eating this, because when you start, it's very difficult to stop. So I started it yesterday. I ate just two rows, and I managed to stop, which was okay. Today I didn't stop after like 4 or 5 rows, so I ate around 200 grams of this today. And this is, let me see how much sugar it has. What? I cannot see the, okay. Sugar, oh, it just says the carbohydrate. I think it's 50 grams of sugar of 100 grams. So I ate at least 100 grams of sugar only from this chocolate today. 100 grams of pure sugar. I also ate a little bit of this chocolate, which is 70% cocoa. Not too much sugar on this one, but still almost 30 grams of sugar on 100 grams. And I ate some other things. I think it's bad. We have to be careful. But I'm planning this to be my only food of the day. I'm eating once a day these days. So I ate some meat. I ate some egg, 1 egg. I ate some other things. And at the end, I ate a lot of sugar, which was not good, but still, hopefully, this will be for me for today. And tomorrow, like in the noon or something, so 24 hours after the last food I had today, I will eat again. And this will probably neutralize a little bit the effect of the sugar, but not too much. Sugar is a poison if you eat too much of it. If you eat a little bit, just tiny bit, it's okay. But in America, especially in United States, you cannot eat a little bit of sugar, because you have sugar in more than 60% of everything in the store has sugar. I've heard that in America, in United States, even the bread tastes like sugary bread. You know, in Bulgaria, the bread is bread. Usually every bread is bread. We have sugary bread, but we eat only in Easter, the sugary bread. We never eat sugary bread except for Easter, only then. But in America, I think much of the bread is sugary bread. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Too many drugs out there, yeah. Do you have any artist who inspires you? A lot of them. And are you familiar with Rafael Grassetti? We talked about Grassetti a lot in this channel. I even have a video on how to beat Grassetti, but yeah, you have to watch it. I think he's the best Brazilian in the 3D world, and he inspires me a lot. Would love to see your reaction to his work. Yeah, I know Grassetti very well. Just watch my videos. Watch my previous streams. There is a stream called How to Beat Grassetti or something like this. Yeah. I was still fasting I am fasting just like 20 hours every day or something. So I'm eating once a day. So around 24 hours between eating, something like this. So it's cool. It's working well for me. I'm losing weight. I'm gaining muscle. I'm a little bit, more muscly than the last time. I feel healthier and stronger. I'm making pull-ups and push-ups. All the ups I'm doing. So don't do downs. Only ups, pull-ups, push-ups, only ups. Only up. Don't go down. Down, no. When you feel down, do some ups. Pull-ups or push-ups. Those will get you up, definitely. Sport is amazing for your brain, for your productivity, for everything. If you feel down, if you feel bad, just do some sports. Even 5-kilometer walk around your neighborhood will be doing wonders. I guarantee. Walking is also a very good thing. Have you made character like GTA 5? GTA 5, I heard, is not exactly a character. Yes, it may sound a little bit strange, but GTA 5 is a game. So I haven't done a character like GTA 5. No. If I eat a lot of sugar, I try not to eat more for the rest of the day as well. Exactly. It's very hard to find stuff without sugar here. Yeah, I don't know why, because it's tasty and it's addictive. They put sugar in all the foods because it's addictive, and all companies want you to get addicted to their food. So they put sugar in it and you get addicted. It's inevitable. Sugar is addictive. When I do a stopover flights in America, the food is insanely huge and I made the mistake of getting a Frosty. Yeah, I've heard that in America, just a normal portion for us, for Europeans, it's a lot. I mean, it's too much. Like in the movie, this kind of movie, Super Size Me. Super Size Me is a movie that the guy who is, it's a documentary movie. He's eating only McDonald's for a month. I think it was 1 month. And he's making all the medical examinations before that. And then during that, he is also visiting his doctor. And I think it was around the 10th day that his doctor told him, stop, man, you're killing yourself. And he was eating 3 times a day, only McDonald's. And the rule was, when they offered him a supersized menu, he will have to take it. If they don't offer him, he would take just the regular one. But the supersize, only the Coke, only the drink was, I think, 1.5 liters. It's a cup, a huge cup of 1.5 liters sugary drink. So let me calculate here. So usually in the Coke is at least 10% sugar. So it's cool. 1.5 liters of Coke will be 150 grams of sugar only with your drink. 150 grams. You shouldn't eat more than, let's say, 30 grams of sugar every day to be healthy. Every day. 150 grams of sugar only with your drink is just insane amount. But I'm saying insane. But when I was in the college, in the university, I was drinking Coca-Cola instead of water every day for about at least 1 year, I think. So every day I go and buy 2 liters of Coca-Cola and I drink that instead of water. And I live like this. But when you are a young organism and when you have a good gene like mine, you are okay with this. I didn't get fat. I haven't had any issues with like diabetes or something. But it's different for everybody, and I feel good that I stopped, you know. I get too tired on fasting. You shouldn't fast all the time, probably. Heniko, are you working on the Warhammer characters course? No. I wanted to do Warhammer character course, but I just... it was too much effort for me. Because, you know, it was a little bit of an uncharted territory to do a character for a Warhammer figure. When I do certain characters for Warhammer and they work, maybe I will do a course after that. But to do a course before I do a couple of characters, like small figurines that work, probably is not a good idea. So I just postpone that. Is there any plan for doing a realistic character? Realistic character? Not too much though. It's not interesting, in my opinion, at least. It's not interesting to do a realistic character, and it's too much work. And it's... I don't know if it's paid that much. I mean, for me, let's talk completely honest here. For me, I will get more money if I do stylized characters. Because for the stylized character, I will do it faster. And also, I don't want to do a character for 1 month or 2 months. I don't like it. So I will do it faster, and I will get more money for an hour of my job. If I have to do a realistic character, yes, the whole sum of the money that I will get will be more than the stylized character, but the amount of hours I will have to put to make the character work, there will be double. So it will be maybe less money for an hour. That's why I don't like to do realistic characters. Also, realistic characters. they can be done in Unreal Engine with this kind of plugin or whatever it is. There are a lot of things that you can work with and make a realistic character these days without too much of a sculpting skills, actually. For the stylized characters, still you need sculpting skills, and that's why, you know, that's what I'm doing and what my, you know, what my powers are focused on. There is double amount of salt in processed food for addictiveness, and add sugar to compensate the taste. Probably yes, probably yes. So sugar, salt, all of those good things, they are in our drinks and food. So here what we see a portfolio, look cool, but there are issues. This is not finished and not rendered properly. So we have just basic grass. Doesn't look very good. The model itself is not finished. It's just presentation 0 for this one. I would remove it. This one also not finished, but the model itself doesn't look quite bad, but it's not finished. And the clothes are not particularly super cool. So yeah, it's not finished. Most of the things are not finished. This requires a nice rim light in here. You see, this light is fine, the skin is fine, the model is relatively okay, but one rim light in here will make it just pop. You know, this shadow thing in here don't look good. Rim light, always put rim light, a little bit of rim light. It's always good, like here. We have a rim light and it looks nicer. It looks nicer. So yeah, good. Let's continue. No, we will not continue. We will stop here, because now we are like hour and a half. This, I like it to keep it a little bit shorter. Yeah, with a scan can do yourself realistic. You have, nowadays you have scans. You have this character plugins for Unreal 5. I don't know if there are plugins or whatever. I don't use them. I don't know what they are exactly, but they are, you can basically make almost any character you want realistic. That's why I don't feel it's necessary for me to make courses for realistic character creation. It's just not needed these days with all the scans, and they're more and more affordable. All the big game companies are working with scans, and you have to just be able to kind of work on with the scan, which is also a skill, by the way. You have to have skills in anatomy, you have to have skills in modeling, in cloth modeling, all those things in order to make sure the scan is okay and to fix the scan and to make it good for production. This is also skill, okay, yes, but making a realistic character from scratch, which I'm doing from scratch everything, as you know, not a good idea. Metahumans look horrible and they're overrated. I don't know. I don't know about yeah, I'm talking about metahumans, but I don't think they are looking horrible. How can we hunt the clients? Any guidance for us? No, the clients will hunt for you. You cannot hunt for clients. If you are good enough, if you are a good enough prey, they will hunt for you. If you are like a fat deer, they will definitely go after you and hunt you. So just become fat deer. Eating Milka, what was this? Yeah, this is one of my favorite chocolates, by the way. Milka with Oreo. Oh, it smells fantastic, but I don't recommend it. Why? Because it's a lot of sugar. It's 50 something grams of sugar, and it's but it's so good. Wow. Super addictive, super addictive. This is like heroin, maybe even more addictive. I don't know about the heroin, how addictive it is. I heard it's very addictive, but this one is almost as addictive. Nothing ultra addictive is good for you. Yes, it's never useful to be addicted to anything. To another person, not very good to be addicted to another person. To be addicted to sugar, to be addicted to caffeine, to be addicted to cigarettes. All things addictive are not good for you, so be careful. How can AI potentially harm the 3D market? I don't know. You know, the AI, thank you Victor for the 10 something. I don't know what is this exactly, but thank you. So, yeah, I'm like a streamer. Yeah, somebody gave me that. Thank you very much. It's amazing. Yeah. But whatever. So the AI. Now it's almost an year since AI exists, and it's making very nice concept art. But I don't see concept artists losing their job that much. At least I don't see it. Maybe they are. I just haven't seen that yet. They are working, everything is almost like before. Of course, some of them are required to use AI or to be able to use AI pictures to just touch them, retouch them, so the copyrights, you know. Yes, and that's the only thing. When the AI starts to make nice 3D models, because I saw one AI yesterday in one video, the guy was making a robot, probably some of you have seen this video. The guy is making a robot concept from Midjourney, then he put it in this website, and it makes 3D of this robot. And the 3D was like some mediocre artist has made a 3D of this concept, and then decimated it a lot. It was triangulated like hell, it was looking horrible. But it, when you go away from it, so we say here from airplane it looks good. So from airplane it was looking relatively fine. So he took this, then rigged it in another AI, then put it in another AI, make animations from a video of himself. So he made some moves in a video, put this video in an AI program, and the AI transferred his movement from himself to an already rigged robot. It was pretty cool, by the way. And then he put it in After Effects, put some environment, make some, you know, animated environment in Midjourney or whatever software. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool using all these AI softwares, but nobody was hurt in the process. So I don't know if they can hurt us yet. The face looks super uncanny valley. All share same eyes, lips, and nose. You can slightly change, but all look the same. Yeah, okay, but still, with a little bit of change here and there, probably you can make any character, basically. I don't know. You look so handsome today. Thank you, because of the lighting. This is because of the lighting. I haven't put my other light on. And only with one light, I look a little bit more, you know, nice. With a little bit more shadow. Cool. How do you approach stylized texturing? Do you hand paint a lot of shading, or do you bake most of it? I bake most of it. It's super cool. One day they'll go for us. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. See you in the next stream. Hopefully it will be sooner rather than later. Rim light. Oh, I have to put a rim light here. No, it's I don't have rim light. So for me, it's fine. When you are realistic and you are moving, you don't really need too much rim light. But for just a normal image, rim light is kind of necessary. Goodbye, guys.